Joined by the winner of tonight's WinStar World Casino and Resort 350, Kyle Busch, driver the number 51 Toyota Care Toyota. It's his third Truck Series win here at Texas Motor Speedway, 10th win overall in NASCAR competition here. 7th truck win this season, 42nd of your career. Toyota wraps up the Manufacturers Championship. The 16 wins for Toyota this season is the most in a season for the manufacturer. And the 12th win for Kyle Busch Motorsports. A lot of records set tonight. Talk about your evening and just those last couple laps.
Yeah, it was a really good night for us, but it started yesterday, which actually started before that. If you go back to these guys and everyone back at the shop that do such a great job building these trucks, our Toyota Care Tundra was really awesome. The guys at KBM Chassis built a great chassis for us. The body guys did a great job there as well, and just everyone on down the line that do a good job. Eric Phillips, great leader, and we've had some fun this year, and yet it's not over. So hopefully Eric Jones can continue on next week at Phoenix, get another one maybe, and we'll finish it up at Homestead. So look forward to the final couple weeks. But the finish to tonight's race I thought was exciting. I didn't know what to do. I thought of staying out, and then I thought, well, if we come down, I definitely want to. I don't want to get too far back, and lo and behold, this guy puts 4 on me. So he dug me in a hole, but. We had a fast truck, and when you have those situations, sometimes it makes it easier on you, but it's definitely a difficult decision as well. And just coming down, getting those tires, but had to be ballsy, as you'd say, on the restart, and just kind of cut up through the middle a little bit and get ourselves to the front. So we were able to do that, fortunately, and then that last restart just held it wide open for 2 laps, whatever it was, and tried to come home first.
As Kyle mentioned, we're joined by winning crew chief Eric Phillips. If you could, Eric, talk about the success that the team's had this season. Again, as we mentioned, the 12th win for Kyle Busch Motorsports.
Everybody's done an awesome job, obviously. We put a lot of work into this 2014 Tundra with the help of Toyota and TRD, and obviously it's paid off. Both trucks were fast tonight. Obviously, the 54 had engine problem there, but JGR's done an awesome job with our engines too. So can't complain about it. It's just bad luck. Sometimes that happens racing, but everybody's done an awesome job all year.
We'll go ahead and start up in the press box, and then we'll come back down here.
Wolfgang Munzer from Germany. 2 questions for Kyle. Kyle, I had the impression, maybe it's not correct, but just looking in the first part of the race before Darrell Wallace blew up the engine, that you and Darrell were going nearly identical speed. How identical are the cars set up? And question number 2, when he blew the engine, you were a little bit concerned maybe a similar problem can occur at your car?
Yeah, we started this weekend, and we came out here fairly close on setups, and that's just based off Eric and Jerry being able to work closely together and keeping some camaraderie at the shop, and then doing the same thing here again this weekend. We made some changes to our truck I thought were positive, and those guys, when we do our debrief, I think they took a couple of those. Maybe they varied a little bit, but Bubba was really good. I was actually really impressed with how well he was running, and when he was running the top, he was making some really good moves and some smart decisions. It looked good. I enjoyed racing with him, and it's a shame to see his engine fail as it did, but as Eric said, those guys at JGR give us some good motors, and I hate that they had that issue. We had some issues here tonight, which we've had for 2 years. It's just a vibration that we have, and sometimes it runs and sometimes it blows up, but most of the time it runs, and you just run through the vibration. We're not sure what it is, but we can't figure it out. But I had it again there at the end of the race with about 25 to go. My vibration kicked in again until that caution came out, and then there at the end of the race I didn't have it anymore. So it's intermittent, but all in all, ours lasted and made it, so that was certainly a positive for the 51.
Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. I've got a quick one and a long one. Kyle, were you surprised on the final restart there that Tim jumped up with you instead of staying with his teammate?
I wouldn't say that I was surprised, but I think Timothy just wanted to get up there behind me, and maybe he knew he was racing for second and just wanted to get to second and not have everybody else kind of get onto his rear bumper and down his throat. So it was just a situation where I can't tell you what he was thinking, but if I were in that situation, that's probably what I'd do.
And second, on the restart before that, when you went from ninth to third on the one restart lap, and then second before the caution came out, how much of that is purely instinct and reaction, and how much can you calculate and sort of see what's up ahead of you and try to anticipate what other guys are going to do?
Yeah, it's close your eyes and hold on, essentially. I mean, just shoot for the gap and hope it sticks. I mean, that I wanted to go low, but I thought if I went low and somebody, bogged me down, that I would just get stuck and people would go by me on the top, so I definitely wanted to work my way to the top. When I rolled off pit road, I was counting trucks in front of me, and I missed the 15, so I actually thought I was going to restart 8th. But then I recounted, or Tony actually told me, my spotter, and said, hey, we're going to be 9th. And I was like, oh, no, how am I going to get to the top? Because I wanted the top. But, just driving up through the middle there, the seas sort of parted ways a little bit, and they were already 3 wide. And I'm like, man, there's a gap there. I'm taking it, and it put us 4 wide. But in those situations with those many laps to go, you just got to do it. And, again, like I said, just hope it sticks.
We'll go with Jeff and then Jerry.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. Kyle, obviously, a couple weeks ago was really tough on you, and I'm wondering, now that you've had some time to wrap your head around it, I mean, how do you had your best start in the chase, and it all ends so suddenly. I mean, how do you justify that, or how do you look at that in your mind?
It is what it is. I mean, that's the assumption to it. We put fate in other people's hands there at Talladega. You have 42 other racers, and sometimes it doesn't work out for you. And obviously, it didn't for us. So that's luck. That seems to be my every single year. So, mark it down as Talladega or Martinsville, that I tend to get crashed into chase and knock ourselves out. Kansas prior to that. So, I guess until they get rid of those racetracks in the final 10, I'm doomed. I mean, I could have just run up front and tried to just race as hard as everybody else was racing, and if there was a big crash and a pile up, then hope that it was me among, some other chase guys that we were racing, that we'd all crash together. So essentially my point gap would stay the same. But being in the back where I was, kind of minding my own business, trying to be away from all of that, I was the only chase guy crashed. And I don't know how whether I came down or not, I don't know how you don't see me in front of you and miss me, from behind, but it is what it is.
Jerry?
Jerry Jordan, Kicking the Tires. Kyle, without giving up any trade secrets, what is it about you and the truck series that you just come out here and kill it, especially at this track?
I think the biggest thing that I've been most successful with is the draft, with the big hole that these trucks push. I'm just always searching for air, and even though the dirty air messes you up in traffic and really makes your truck ill handle, you got to use that draft to your advantage as much as possible, whether it's through the corners or down the straightaways. And I've always worked that and feel like I've been good at it. But also, you have good stuff. When I was at Blues, we had some good stuff. We kept up with what times were changing at that point in the game. And same thing here. I feel like Eric and all the guys at KBM have really kept up with the times that have changed to make these trucks go fast. And, it wouldn't be possible without the support of Toyota and Toyota Care. Everyone at TRD, they help us out a lot. So, if I was still with another manufacturer, I don't know that KBM would be in business. So certainly Toyota is a huge influence of what we do.
Stan?
Yeah, Stan Creekmore with Competition Plus for the crew chief, and I'm sorry, I just can't say your name. How heavily did the rest of JGR's organization look at the tires you were using, which will also be used tomorrow, the same numbers, et cetera, and again on Sunday?
I spent a fair amount of time with Adam and Chris and the guys in the Nationwide garage today through both their practices. There's obviously some concern over there, I think, but we didn't see it tonight. We didn't see it yesterday, so we exchanged some thoughts today. We will in the morning again, and we've worked fairly close together as much as you can, as different as the vehicles are, but we do try to share some information. There's always little things that we can learn from each other.
Any additional questions? John Henry?
How does you've won the last 2 races as an owner? How does that soften the disappointment of being eliminated, or how does it soften the disappointment of being eliminated from the chase 2 weeks ago?
Nothing softens the disappointment. It is what it is. It's disheartening. It's heartbreaking, and you pour every single season into what the chase is, and to get eliminated the way we did is very unfortunate. There's no other way to put it, quite frankly, and all I can do is fight hard the rest of the season to try to finish as well as we can, race as hard as we can, maybe win a couple races, and put ourselves in the best points position possible, finishing up in Homestead, and close it out, go into next year.
Any other questions? Pete?
Pete Hronos, Race Talk Radio here in Dallas. Kyle, did you need that last caution to win this race tonight or not?
It's a good question. I don't know. His truck was getting awfully wide, and that's what you got to do when it comes down to it, especially a guy as desperate as Herman is, trying to get his first win in the series. But I still think we could have won. I mean, he was on some old tires, and we were on fresh ones. So I was just trying to time it right and trying to get my momentum rolling around the top. And I didn't quite have it yet, but I was right on his tailgate, just getting another couple corners, maybe getting the opportunity to make something happen. But I think we were coming. What were we coming to? 3 to go. So I mean, we still had plenty of time. I still had 3 more laps, and he was sliding a lot. So I thought we could have made it happen.